Good morning, Headmaster, colleagues and students. I'd like to talk about two things today. Firstly, the concept of time, and secondly, to how it relates to the DBS spirit. First of all, I'm going to start with a few lines from one of my favourite bands, a band called Pink Floyd. There's a track called Time, so here goes. Listen carefully. Ticking away the moments that make up a dull day, fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way, kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown, waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Tired of lying in the sunshine, staying home to watch the rain, and you are young, and life is long, and there is time to kill today. And then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You missed the starting gun. So what does this mean? There is an old saying in my hometown in the UK. It says, "Make hay while the sun shines." It means that you should not leave everything until the last moment, although a lot of you do, particularly with your homework. And then you try and cram it all in at the last moment. You may think you have all the time in the world, but a word of warning. The older you get, the faster time goes. It's exponential. When I was younger, a lot younger actually, a week seemed to me to be a really long time. And the summer holidays were unimaginatively long. I could not see an end to it. Now, however, because I'm just a little bit older, the years just fly by. It will be the same with you as well. So you need to think about that. Time is running out already. Now, I've been teaching at DBS for nearly 20 years. It's a long, long time. People say I'm part of the framework. In fact, when I started, you guys had not even been born. There were no such things as computers, tablets, smartphones, Twitter, or even Facebook. For me, social networking was what you did when you met your friends in Lan Kwai Fong on a Friday night, or where you gathered together to go hiking on a Saturday morning. It seems as if life nowadays would be considerably harder if we didn't have all this type of technology, and yet we managed quite well without it all those years ago. Maybe we rely on it too much these days. But anyway, as I said before, I've been here for quite a long time, and incidentally, I've seen a lot of things that I would never have seen in the UK. I've seen things such as monkeys in the trees on the roundabouts. I've seen some monkeys with babies. They sit there looking at us, and we stand there looking at them. I've seen some snakes as well, some very dangerous. In fact, I nearly stepped on a snake once on the steps. I don't know who was more scared, me or the snake. On other occasions, I've seen crazy dogs in the school field, and sometimes I've even seen crazy kids. I've also witnessed many changes in the school itself, in fact. When I first came here in 1994, there was no SIP building, no auditorium, no boarding school building, and IB was just a distant idea. In fact, no one had even thought about it. But there is one thing that has never changed in all of DBS's history. That thing is something which is invisible and yet extremely powerful. Maybe some of you have already guessed it. Yes, it is the DBS Spirit. Now, everyone has heard of the DBS Spirit. In fact, we hear about it nearly every other day. But I wonder if you know what it is, and perhaps more importantly, how you can actually experience it. For some, it's evident during traditional events in which the presence of the DBS Spirit is particularly strong. One example would be Speech Day, especially when the speakers enter and the school banner is carried into the hall, followed by the procession of teachers. These traditional events are when the Spirit shines, for me anyway. For others, however, the DBS Spirit is most strongly felt during competitions, especially or particularly inter-school competitions, especially with La Salle College, I think, our arch rivals. It is the feeling of togetherness and joy we all experience when we know we've tried our very best to bring glory to the school and to ourselves, even in the face of defeat, or, as the headmaster said last week, adversity. It's the will to try harder and harder until you reach your goal. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. However, the DBS Spirit is not only confined to this. For others, it's a sense of unity we all feel when we are cheering for our schools, be it sports, music, academics, or any other aspect. The DBS is also present in nearly every aspect of the school, really, on one level or another. But you can experience also on an individual level. It's what I like to call the Eureka method. When you're stuck on a particular problem, such as a complex equation, or you're trying to get that impossible, seemingly impossible certain note in the choir, for instance, you just keep trying and trying. And just at the point when you want to give up, you suddenly see the light, and that's when you start to succeed. This is also the DBS Spirit, but remember, no pain, no gain. Now, I hope this little speech has given you a bit more of an insight into the DBS Spirit, but you need to try to embrace it, and you'll find that this Spirit will be with you always and help you to succeed on life's journey. I had the pleasure of experiencing this just a few weeks back when I attended the class of 2006. It was a class reunion in this very hall. It was really good to see so many boys coming back home and sharing their experiences both in school and in their particular jobs and careers that they are enjoying now. We had a lot of good laughs together, and the sense of unity came together, especially when we sang the school hymn together. That was really good for me. It was really good to see so many boys, and it reminded me of the old phrase, once a diocesan, always a diocesan. Thank you very much.